bringing back rent control. We're going to bring back the electric vehicle incentive program. We're going to get rid of the interest on student loans, dropping transit fares on all transit systems, municipal or provincial, down to $1 per ride.
Hey everyone, my name is Mira Nabolsi from Narcity, Canada. And today we're giving every leader the chance to respond to the same questions heading into the Ontario 2022 elections. So you can know exactly what the key points are for each party. Here's our one-on-one with Stephen Del Duca from the Ontario Liberal Party and what they had to say. My first question here today is, when it comes to housing, what is your party planning on doing to make it more affordable and accessible for Ontarians?
So number one, bringing back rent control. Secondly, over the next 10 years, an Ontario Liberal government would work with our municipal partners, the not-for-profit sector, and yes, the private sector to build 1.5 million new homes. One of the interesting things that we're going to do is create something brand new called the Ontario Home Building Corporation. And every new home that the Ontario Home Building Corporation sells will be sold exclusively to first-time home buyers. We're going to be looking at unlocking a surplus government land. Again, going in there and developing that. We're going to make sure that supportive housing is in place. We're going to work with our municipal partners to make sure that we tackle homelessness, which of course also includes investments in mental health and addictions.
What are your party's plans for minimum wage?
We're going to start by moving it to $16 an hour, but at the same time, we're going to work urgently so that we can create what we like to call a living wage here in Ontario. Regionally adjusted. We don't know for sure what that means, but I can tell you right now, in my home community of York Region or here in the city of Toronto, getting by on $16 an hour, it's just not good enough. That's why we need that dynamic and regionally adjusted living wage to give a real floor of support.
When it comes to COVID-19, what policies is your party planning on implementing to keep the province safe?
So a public inquiry that will not lay blame. I'm not looking to lay blame. I'm looking to make sure that we have those lessons learned that stay with us so we can never allow ourselves to be in the vulnerable position that we were in the late winter, early spring of 2020. Number two, I think we should be building in this province what I like to call a pandemic resilience hub. Whether we're talking about the capacity to create locally the personal protective equipment that we need, regardless of the challenge, or we're talking about vaccine research and delivery, all of those issues, we have incredible capacity here in this province to be ready for future challenges.
So talking about disasters, when it comes to climate change, what is the main focus of your party?
Taking our largest industrial emitters, for example, and toughening the standards that apply to them, and then taking every single dollar that we generate from toughening those standards and redeploying that investment to help those same large industrial emitters transition to a greener future, which we anticipate will create thousands of new green jobs. We're going to bring back the electric vehicle incentive program. So Ontario Liberals will provide $9,500 back to consumers who want to purchase or lease an electric vehicle. We're going to plant 800 million new trees across this province over the next 10 years. We're going to create 5 new provincial parks. We're going to be providing more grants. I believe it's 100,000 grants of up to $3,000 to help Ontarians who want to retrofit their homes and make them more climate resilient. So these are just some of the steps that our plan will take, our team will take to make sure that we are net zero by 2050 and to make sure that we've cut carbon emissions in half by 2030.
What is your party planning on doing to provide better healthcare in Ontario?
Hire up 100,000 new healthcare workers. These are doctors, nurses, personal support workers over the next few years to deal with the significant health human resources challenge that we have right now. Nurses and PSWs who are leaving the system because they're exhausted. So we're going to repeal Bill 124 that strips away their right to free and fair collective bargaining. Secondly, we're going to take all of the thousands of internationally educated nurses, doctors, and other healthcare workers who live here in Ontario but aren't able to get their credentials recognized. We need to get them out of the bleachers, out of the stands, and down onto the field where we need them. 2 other things I'm going to highlight. We're going to increase the cap on admissions for the Northern Ontario School of Medicine, and we're going to make it easier for rural and remote communities in this province to get the healthcare support that they need, because we will cover the tuition costs of any nursing or medical student who is prepared to go work in a rural or remote community upon graduation.
What is your party doing to help improve transit and highway infrastructure across Ontario?
Look, I'm a former transportation minister. I know these issues really well. And I'm also someone who lives in the greater Toronto and Hamilton area. So I know what the gridlock looks like and feels like on our roads. And that's not good. That's not good for our quality of life. It's not good for our environment or frankly, our economy. So by introducing and delivering within 100 days of taking office, Buck a Ride province-wide, dropping transit fares on all transit systems, municipal or provincial, down to $1 per ride, and a monthly transit pass down to $40. We anticipate 400,000 cars will come off our roads. We're going to continue to expand public transit, not only in the GTHA, although we will in the GTHA, but right across this province and every single community to help build out and support additional public transit service. Ontario Liberals will cancel Highway 413 once and for all, and we will take those $10 billion and invest them instead in building new schools, 200 new schools, and repairing schools, 4,500 of them.
So on that point, actually, I wanted to ask you a little bit about schools. So I know you've mentioned grade 13, more teachers and reverse cuts to OSAP. Could we talk a little bit about that?
We are going to put a hard cap on elementary and secondary class sizes of 20. To make that happen, we're going to hire 10,000 new teachers, again, for both elementary and secondary schools. We're going to hire 5,000 new special education professionals. Ontario Liberals will make that optional grade 13 fully funded. We'll invest in OSAP to provide more grants. If you have to get a loan and do get a loan, we're going to get rid of the interest on student loans, so you only have to repay what you actually borrowed. We're going to get rid of the student choice initiative that I know was a horrible, horrible idea. And we're going to prioritize as well funding supports for those who want to take up a trade by doubling up on the federal grant for skilled tradespeople and adding, I believe it's another $1,000 for people who want to pursue a career in the trades.
Thank you so much. Is there anything else that you wanted to add or say?
No, this has been a ton of fun and I'm really grateful for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our Narcity channel to see more content just like this.